He was a high school dropout, chain smoking cigarettes and playing video games all day. Lost his mom and brother, hit rock bottom. Today, he's got 2.3 million followers and built a multi-million-dollar business, helping busy CEOs get fit across the world. But it all started with a humiliating moment on a basketball court. You feel like you're too busy to get in shape, think it's too late to transform your body. That's exactly what Dan thought before taking the bold step that changed everything. He was a chain-smoking gamer who couldn't even run across a basketball court.
During my days, I was playing video games, and at my nights, I was partying with my friends, getting drunk, I was smoking cigarettes, and my parents were supremely worried about me.
Today, I'm breaking down how a high school dropout turned personal setbacks into a mission that's changed thousands of lives. And wait until you see the controversial strategy that got him 84 million views on a single post. And by the end of the video, you'll learn his exact system for turning expertise into a multi-million-dollar business and how you can do the same, no matter what you do right now. But first, let's talk about the embarrassing moment that changed everything for him. The moment I decided to get in shape was one of the most embarrassing days of my life. These words from Dan Go mark the turning point from chain-smoking gamer to this entrepreneur fitness coach who is now transforming CEOs in just 90 minutes a week. And at 20, Dan was lost. He's a high school dropout. He was a chain smoker, a video game addict. He had no direction and no goals, and definitely no clue that he'd one day build a 2.3 million strong following, teaching entrepreneurs how to get fit, that's for sure. Life hit him really hard. He lost his mom, and later his brother passed away too. Most people would have just crumbled under these setbacks. Actually, Dan did, and for a while. But everything changed with one basketball game. His friend's simple invitation to play basketball became a brutal reality check for him. Running up and down the court, Dan's lungs were on fire.
Because I was smoking and because I was just doing nothing but partying and eating like crap all day, I was running up and down the court, and I remember vividly that I felt like my lungs were gonna burst. I felt like they were gonna collapse on themselves.
But that wasn't the worst part. He felt something jiggle in his chest. When I got home and took off my shirt, I saw something that horrified me. Man boobs staring back at me in the mirror. This moment could have broken him. Instead, it sparked a mission that would change thousands of lives. First came the decision to quit smoking. No gradual reduction, no patches, just pure commitment. Then he started working out, learning everything he could about fitness, and people started to notice. Friends asked for advice, then friends of friends asked for advice. Then Dan took a massive risk, leaving his corporate job to become a trainer. And within 2 years, he wasn't just any trainer, he became one of the top fitness trainers at the gym. But he saw a bigger opportunity. And over the next 11 years, Dan built one of the Toronto's top training centers, growing it into a 7-figure business before selling it in December 2018. And that's when everything leveled up for him. Some of the best decisions I've made, Dan said, are taking ownership of my results, leaving my corporate job, marrying my wife, having a child, starting a business, selling that business, and spending lockdown in Central America and becoming the fitness coach to entrepreneurs. But here's what makes Dan's story different. He didn't just transform himself, he created a system specifically for busy entrepreneurs. And while other trainers push 2-hour gym sessions and strict diets, Dan proved you can get lean in just 90 minutes a week. So his approach is this simple system that works for people who don't have time to make fitness their whole life. Not living in the gym, no sacrificing your business, just practical proven methods that fit into a busy schedule. And the results speak for themselves. Dan's now got 381,000 LinkedIn followers, 583,000 Instagram followers, 725,000 Twitter followers, 173,000 Thread followers, and 157,000 YouTube subscribers. And my favorite is the 355,000 newsletter subscribers, and I'll come back to that later. So his total reach is over 2.3 million people following this guy who couldn't make it up a flight of stairs without getting winded. But the real magic happened when Dan started sharing his method online. That's when the content explosion happened. So let's talk about LinkedIn growth that defies logic, and many creators take years to gain traction here. He exploded from 0 to viral in weeks, and the numbers that he has are really interesting. So if you look at the early years on LinkedIn for him, in 2019 to 2021, there's 86 posts, 1,700 reactions, 289 comments, and 43 reposts. These are not earth-shattering numbers. He really just posted when he remembered there's something called LinkedIn. But in August 2022 is when everything changed, and Dan made a decision that did seem crazy at the time, but he committed to posting every single day on LinkedIn and twice daily from September. Rain or shine, no excuses. And this transformation in his numbers was stunning. In just 1 year, he published 316 posts, which was nearly 4 times his previous 3 years combined, 228,192 reactions, which is a 131x increase, over 20,000 comments, which is a 70x increase, and then over 8,500 reposts, which is almost 200x. But this is where it gets really wild. In 2023, he doubled down. He didn't just maintain his posting schedule, he actually accelerated it. So he's got 731 posts, which is twice as many as what he did in 2022. And again, this is all 2023 data. 1.1 million reactions, 94,000 comments, 38,000 reposts. This is just because of how he approached everything. So these aren't just numbers. This explosion happened because Dan completely changed how he approached content. Instead of just posting workout videos and gym selfies, he created a content mix that spoke directly to busy entrepreneurs. When you think about it that way, then you're thinking about how this personal transformation stories that shows what's possible. He's using client success stories about his proven methods, simple actionable fitness tips for busy people, research-backed facts that build trust, mindset shifts that drive real change. But what's interesting is his first breakthrough came with a simple Twitter screenshot and long-form text that said, "You can fake wealth, you can fake wisdom, you can't fake having a fit body." And that's the first time he crossed 500 reactions on LinkedIn. But here's what makes this post fascinating. It wasn't just a waste of words. It hit a nerve with entrepreneurs who knew the truth, because you can fake success in many areas and it requires real work. You can't show up with a fake six-pack. And this was all back in September 2022. But here's what I want you to watch next. Just 4 days later, after that first post, he crossed 5,000 reactions, so 10x, and the post completely changed the game for him. This post went against everything fitness gurus preach. Instead of trying to lose weight and do this instead, focus on setting new habits. So that single post exploded. It was 5,952 reactions, 210 comments, over 1,000 reposts. And why? Because it spoke directly to busy entrepreneurs who were tired of complicated fitness advice. So his momentum kept building. Look at the days that followed. The next day there were 6,700 likes, 4 days in a row of over 6,000 to 7,000 likes. And then by December 6, 2022, he hit another milestone of 13,000 likes on a single post about athletes. And the message resonated across life, business, sports, and family, because it wasn't just about fitness, it was about peak performance in every area. Here's what really sets Dan's content explosion apart. He never lost sight of his core mission. Whether he was getting 9 reactions or 9,000, his message stayed consistent, helping busy entrepreneurs get fit without living in the gym. His growth proves something crucial about LinkedIn. It's not about being perfect, it's about being present. When he finally committed to daily posting in August 2022, he learned enough to make every post count. But LinkedIn wasn't just the beginning. Wait until you see how Dan turned this momentum into a multi-platform empire that reaches millions. Building this massive following on one platform is tough, but Dan decided he wanted to build and continue to build, and now has 2.3 million followers across multiple platforms. Here's his genius strategy. He's done it without creating unique content for every platform. Dan's got his current reach of 381,000 followers on LinkedIn, 583,000 on Instagram, 725,000 on X, 173,000 followers on Threads, 157,000 on YouTube, and 355,000 newsletter subscribers. Now, these numbers only tell you part of the story. The real power lies in how Dan built this systematically, starting with Twitter as his testing ground. And on Twitter alone, his impact is staggering. He's had over 7,500 posts since 2021, 1.2 billion views, over 10 million likes, 1.4 million reposts, 443,000 replies, and his most viral tweet got 84 million views. He dropped his highest engaging tweet on June 11th, 2024. "I'm 44. If you're still in your 20s, read this." This single post pulled 73.3 million views, 397,306 likes, 69,810 reposts, and this wasn't a one-hit wonder. It was part of his consistent content strategy. Once content proves itself on Twitter, Dan strategically repurposes it for LinkedIn. But he doesn't just copy and paste it, he adapts the format while keeping the core message that resonates. And his YouTube strategy shows similar systematic thinking. And when he joined that platform back in March 2011, his real journey started on August 18th, 2022 with a game-changing video. "I did no FAP and quit porn for 8 years. Here's what happened." And his hour-long podcast featuring Danny Miranda pulled over 6,000 likes and marked the beginning of his YouTube success. And since then, he's built a library of 230 videos, 7.5 million views, and his most viral video is 3.3 million views and 225,000 likes. But here's where Dan's platform strategy gets really interesting. He doesn't treat YouTube as an isolated channel. Every video becomes content for other platforms. He He regularly shares clips on LinkedIn, driving his established audience to that channel. His Instagram strategy is just pure efficiency with 582,000 followers, built through 928 crafted posts. And Dan doesn't create unique content. He repurposed his winning Twitter content again, sharing screenshots that have already proven successful off of X. And the same goes for Threads, where he's got 173,000 followers, and it's not lazy, it's efficiently scaling what works. But the crown jewel of Dan's empire is his newsletter. In October 2022, he had 45,000 subscribers. February 2023, 60,000 subscribers. Fast forward to June 2023, 107,000 subscribers. October 23, 170,000. February 2024, 223,000. And then we get to May, he's at 275,000. And then November of 2024, 355,000 subscribers. So his newsletter promotion strategy is pretty brilliant. He just continues to tease content on LinkedIn, posts with hooks like, final one about testosterone is for my male audience, join 45,000 others. We'll get it. And every week I give tips on getting lean, increasing energy, improved flexibility. He just continues to tease it and push people organically into his newsletter. Each platform plays a specific role in his ecosystem. Twitter's the testing ground for content. LinkedIn's his professional audience engagement. YouTube becomes his deep dive content and authority building. Instagram and Threads is this visual reinforcement and reach. And then his newsletter, direct relationship building and sales offers. So he builds in public, sells in private. So most importantly, Dan never loses sight of his core mission. He's helping busy entrepreneurs get fit without living in the gym. But Dan's empire isn't built on numbers alone. It's built on 6 specific content triggers that make his posts impossible to scroll past. And the last one, it's the most important secret weapon most creators completely miss. Let's break down the 6 triggers. First up, the power of a laser-focused audience. So most fitness creators try and help everyone, but Dan zeroed in on one specific group, and this is back to my point about your niche. He helps busy entrepreneurs who want to get fit without living in the gym. Every single post speaks directly to that unique challenge. So you want limited time between meetings, you have high stress running your business, you're constantly traveling, business dinners destroying diets. So his whole focus on busy entrepreneurs is his content, and that feels like he's speaking directly to them, no generic fitness advice. So the second trigger is what I like to call, hi, my name is Dan. In 2021, he posted something that was, hi, my name's Dan. I used to be lazy and quite out of shape. Got 0 engagement. Then he did it again, June 2021. Hi, my name's Dan. I've got average Asian genetics. I'm not the most ripped guy. That's 27 reactions. Then in May 2024, hey there. Lots of new followers lately. My name's Dan Go. I've got 2 kids and I'm happily married. 1,500 reactions. So the third trigger, he's got before and after pictures, right? The basketball game, the before picture to where he is now. It's one that went viral 5 different times. It's the same story, different timing, consistently strong results. Like doing it yourself and showing the transformation of whatever it is, the thing you're doing, and telling your story is exactly why it works. The fourth one is real stories that hit emotional triggers. Remember the basketball story we talked about at the beginning? Well, Dan shares it again and again and again and again because it hits 4 key emotional points. The shame of feeling out of shape, the moment of brutal self-awareness, the decision to change, the transformation that followed. And every time he shares the story, it connects with someone new who's feeling that same shame, that same desire to change. The next trigger, the 5th trigger, is backing claims with hard data. Take his viral post about aging and exercise. Instead of just saying exercise keeps you young, Dan shows the MRI scan comparing athletes versus sedentary individuals, and the results, almost 10,000 reactions because he didn't just make up claims, he proved it. The final trigger, and maybe the most powerful, is his personal touch. In every post, he includes his face or a personal element, and it's not just branding, it's relationship building. And when people see his face, they're not just reading advice, they're getting guidance from someone they've come to trust. But here's what makes these triggers really powerful. Look at his most successful posts. So he's got personal story, which is trigger 4, with a photo, a trigger 6, backed by data is trigger 5, showing a transformation is trigger 3, and then speaking to entrepreneurs is trigger 1. Written like a personal message, that's trigger 2. This combination turns his regular posts into viral hits. When you use all 6 of these, you're not just getting attention, you're building trust. That's the point. These triggers were just the foundation. Check out how Dan turned this trust into a systematic money-making machine that works while he's sleeping. So let's talk about how he turns this attention into pipeline and revenue. He's built something called his flagship program, which is Lean Body 90, which launched March 2023 with a simple promise: get lean in just 90 minutes a week. right? So he does all of this and builds this program, 90-minute total workout time commitment, 3 30-minute focused workouts, simple, flexible nutrition guidance, 0 fancy equipment needed, no endless cardio, just clear results in 90 days. The genius strategy was that it's $397 for 90 days, no brainer for CEOs. When he launched it, he offered a $50 early bird to the first 100 students. That was classic scarcity marketing. And he built multiple streams that work together. If you look through all his posts and his content, he's got real estate investments, he's got speaking engagements, he's got brand partnerships, and his business model perfectly aligns with his target market. What I would do differently to turn his business, to grow his business even further, would be to launch industry-specific programs, right? Get more niche, founder fitness, tech edition, real estate moguls, morning routine. He's got the potential to create industry-specific programs. It could be a distraction from his pillar offer, but something to think about. And building a assessment tool to help people figure out sleep patterns, stress level, travel frequency, and then developing his own workout system, business travel fitness system, and then build some home-based workout system would just be amazing. That's what I would do. So I want you to think about your voice. So you got to find your voice through action. ChatGPT-4 is scary good, but it still can't do your push-ups for you. Hit the gym. Had 4,000 reactions. Today, I had a crap day at the gym. Almost 900 reactions. So your voice doesn't appear just from planning it. You have to post, and you got to start with things like a tip that you shared in yesterday's meeting, a challenge you overcame last week, lessons that you've learned this morning, and then start there and just start posting. The second thing is leverage your personal stories. In 2024, LinkedIn's craving authority and personal stories and weaving that in. So the key that I would think about is things you could think about are failed projects. You want to share exact lessons. You've made a career pivot. You've changed your routine, right? These are things that can build trust and connect your expertise to the audience that you're building through real experiences that they can relate with. The third thing we want to take away from Dan's journey is building authority with hard facts, right? There's opinions everywhere, but your industry has research that you can leverage, which is what he did with the MRI post, right? Don't just make claims, but prove it and use those exact percentages and numbers. The fourth thing is let your ideal customer reveal themselves to you. Forget trying to perfectly define your audience before starting. Instead, just post valuable content consistently, watch who engages with it, track what topics spark real discussions, and then note specific questions that people are asking you. And once you start spotting those patterns, double down on it. That's how the Creator Attention newsletter is now a YouTube channel. Your customers will tell you what they want through their engagement. The last thing is just own your audience. Remember, social media is that rented land space where Flywheel consists of that rented land with social media, and you've got your newsletter, and then either a podcast or a YouTube channel. All of that is your founder brand Flywheel, which you need to build to be able to capture people into your own audience. And then once you do that, you've got them into the newsletter where you can offer deeper, meaningful interactions. If and when you wanted to sell a product, you could. So click the link below to join the Creator Attention newsletter if you haven't already, where I do a breakdown like this in documentary style of large creator or founder, and you'll get one of these every Wednesday. So again, click the link, join it, and I'll see you in the next video.